Well, hello there everyone, and thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be something that I haven't done in a while, which is to play and review an indie game. I actually used to do this a lot on itch.io and kind of fell off with it. I didn't really have the time for it, I didn't have time to edit videos too much, so this video will be edited as little as possible. It's more so cutting out mistakes and errors that I make on my own. But, full disclosure for this game, this was actually gifted to me for free by the developer on Twitter itself. It wasn't given to me for the purpose of review, and this video is not sponsored by the game or the developer. It was actually just a competition that they were doing on Twitter. They were actually going to give away either 2 copies of this game or 1 copy of the game, depending on what you decide to choose, or it was going to be a PDF copy of their tabletop system that they themselves had developed. Now, me personally, I'm very much involved with D&D 5th edition in one campaign that is pretty much taking up all of my time, and that's perfectly alright. So I did choose the game as opposed to the tabletop system because I really don't have time to learn an entire new system. Plus, free video game. Who's going to say no to that? So I entered into the contest, and they were going to pick 2 winners. Well, it turned out there were only 2 people who actually entered, so yay for winning by default. So I did end up getting a copy of this game for free. Haven't played it yet. I did see a couple videos poking around, and I know that this has received a couple reviews on Steam. I've stayed away from all that stuff, mostly because whenever I go into a game or review a game, or if it's a game that I know I really want to play, I try to stay away from as much outside influence as possible. I want to be able to look at it with my own eyes and see exactly what's put in front of me and give an honest reaction to everything. So that being said, this is going to be the gameplay of Blood Bond Into the Shroud. I do have some notes here on my other screen just to make sure I can stay on track with everything. After probably an hour or so of gameplay, or maybe not even that long, I'm going to cut the video off, and I'm going to give my thoughts and feelings. I have 5 categories in particular that I want to cover, and that's typically what I try to do when I review any of these indie games, or when I used to, rather. Most of the time I used to do it off the cuff. Nothing was ever scripted, just like now. But I never even had notes for what I was going to talk about. I have that here now only because this is the first time I've done this in, geez, we're talking 4 or 5 years. So it's been a very long time since I've done something like this. So this is really there just to kind of help me stay on task. But in the future, I plan to do these completely unscripted and without any sort of notes or help whatsoever. So that being said, let's launch the game and take a look at it.
A great conflict once erupted on the outskirts of an unloving place. Joanna, the Dark Maid, a skilled sorceress and archer, along with her lover, the fierce Viking warrior, Birger the Brave, fought back the realm's hordes to a standstill.
Hey, look at you two go.
Truce was then born on the borders of the gooey iron village. This peace, both sides respected.
It's always good when that happens.
Would tread past the realm's borders into conflict ever.
Never seen that version of Civilization spelled that way. I think I have, but it's like the English version, I think. Like the UK version.
But after Joanna bore a child with Birger, the solitary Viking ventured away on a new path.
You bastard.
In her to raise and train their daughter Astrid in ways of battle and survival. Things remained tranquil, at least for a while.
Ah, isn't that the way it always is in the Age of Vikings?
Day scorned Joanna.
Hello, phone.
Her ties with the village became severed, and she had lost her ancient powers and the use of her legs. It left her a broken shell and a cursed outcast.
A witch! A witch!
Strong young woman was responsible for the both of them now.
Well, it's okay because she is a strong young woman. She'll be able to handle it.
Astrid set out for the woods, where she could use her skills as a huntress to good sport. She left her mother, as always, dwelling in the days of the old. Maybe later today, hope would finally pick her up. Just maybe.
Ooh, holding on to hope. That little shred of hope that we all need, especially nowadays. That's right, slam that door behind you, Astrid. Let your mother know that you mean business. Hey, here we go. Main screen. What do we got? Let's look at the graphic settings. Auto detect. Okay, my system is enough for epic on everything. I am going to turn motion blur off, though. I am not a huge fan of motion blur in games. I don't know why. There's just something that doesn't appeal to me. I'd rather see everything zip right by than to see everything blur past me. I don't know what it is. It's a personal preference, absolutely. But we're going to leave that off. So let's go ahead and start up a new game. Chapter 1, A Mother Lost. Summer was ending, so was their food. That's unfortunate. Ooh. There's like... I'm sorry.
And the air was crisp and cool to the skin. Autumn was just around the corner, and the leaves would start to turn soon, heralding the beginning of the cold season.
Captions at the top are a little weird, and there's something visually, like, not appealing about this right off the bat. It's very sharp, and there's a certain, like, filter or vibrance.
And welcome to Jordanheim. I am Toot.
One second. Let me see if I can... Nope, can't get to the menu.
Oriel, but you...
Take your time and go slow at this stage. Explore. Good tip. Hello, Astrid. Welcome to Jordanheim. I am Toot Oriel. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Toot Oriel, but you may call me Toot. Aw, Toots. How you doing? Nice to meet you. I have been in Jordanheim my whole life, but wait, did you say your name was Toot Oriel? Did I click on it?
I have been in Jordanheim my whole life. But wait, did you say your name was Tutorial?
Right?
Indeed. Toot Oriel, that is I. I am here to instruct you in all kinds of useful and interesting things. For example, to move around, you can do that with the W.
The music is very loud. It's difficult to actually hear Toot speak right now.
Move the camera to give you a different point of view. On a controller, use the left thumbstick to move, and the right...
I will be playing with mouse and keyboard. I do have a controller just in case, but I'm pretty sure I know how to walk already.
Pretty sure I know how to walk already.
Oh, Astrid is even quieter than Toot.
Then, did you know that if you press the space bar or press the bottom face button on the controller, you can interact with the world around you?
That's odd.
Who knows what you may discover, eh?
So the bottom directional button on the controller makes a lot of sense. I played a few... Oh, bye, Toot. I played a lot of games like that before, but the spacebar on the keyboard? That's usually reserved for jump in most games that I've played. But let me see if I can actually access the menu from here. Because right now, graphic settings, second binding... the music is very loud, and the voices are very quiet. Music volume, 100. Let's turn that down to 30. That's usually a good point. And is there effects volume? There's voice, there's controller preference. Music and effects is this one. Let's turn that down to 50, because even that fire is very loud. But like I was mentioning before, the music is very loud. And on top of it, the voice acting is a little off to me already. It almost sounds like Toot was in kind of like a room like this, like completely untreated. I heard a lot of like echoing reverb in the background. Right off the bat, though, just kind of taking a look at everything, I thought I turned off motion blur. Is that what motion blur looks like when this is off? Oh, it went back to epic. Why did that happen? Okay, let's try this again. Okay, much better for me. Motion blur is off. But yeah, Toot sounded like she was in a room that wasn't sound treated, and there was also different levels of volume coming from them. And then in comparison to not only the background music, but the fire itself, that's a big difference, to the point where it was difficult to actually hear the players. This might be one of those instances where I actually do shut up when the characters are talking. That way you guys can actually hear what's going on. But what I was trying to say before the little intro happened right there, graphically, this is very... almost painful on the eyes. And I'm not even talking about like design or anything like that, but the coloration and also the sharpness of everything. This is very difficult to look at. I don't mind the color palette itself, but there's just something about it that's just like, even the lighting looks off. Like, there's a big difference between like light and dark. I feel like they might only have like one light source in the game. It might actually be the sun itself. I do like the halo look on Astrid's hair there. That is pretty cool. And we got the bird flying through. Not sure what kind of bird, but I feel like the world is only lit by that one light source, which you would think would be the case, but it's almost as if though nothing is reflecting light. It seems just like very linear, one point in space, and that's it. But that's okay. Let's stop talking about how that looks and see how it plays. Mouse sensitivity is actually really loose. I kind of noticed it when I was playing around in the menu. This feels very floaty. Like I can move my mouse off screen into my other monitor and see that it's moving, and it's sharp and it's crisp. It's exactly where I feel like my mouse is at the time. This one almost seems to like ramp up. Like it starts out slow, catches up as you're moving, but then as you go to stop, it almost like kind of slides into place. It's very subtle, but it's noticeable, and I don't really like it, but I feel like it's also kind of playing into the camera movement here. And again, did motion blur turn back on? Okay, let's try that again. Screen's gonna fade, comes back, motion blur is off. So what? I don't want to criticize this way too much. I haven't even gotten into the game yet. Let's go ahead and... Oh, God. So I started running in one direction. It takes Astrid a hot second to kind of turn and redirect herself. That is weird. Like, I feel like she should be running more straight as I'm turning this way, but she's kind of listing off to the side. All right, what else can I do here? All right. Shooting an... Okay, so she actually takes a second to wind up and shoot the arrow. Is she shooting an arrow? I didn't see anything leave her bow. Okay, that's also a little strange. She started shooting off to the side and then turned at the end of the shot, but the animation started off to the side. That's strange. Can I do... What is that? Oh, ability is on cooldown. What ability? I right-clicked the mouse. I probably should look at the key bindings, but... Oh, so this is going to, like, highlight something on the map. Spacebar.
The salvia plant. Mother taught me how to use this to create potions.
Excellent, excellent. So spacebar is also the interact button. Interesting. Okay. I think we want to head off in that direction. It's looking like there's something of interest 350 meters away, but can we scale up here? We can to a certain extent. I think the camera got stuck on the tree. I don't even think Astrid did. Running and strafing is also weird. I would expect more of like that 45-degree angle. This feels like I'm kind of going at like 25 at most. How do I get out of here? I don't know how to jump. Okay, I gotta look at the key bindings. I'm sorry. Is there a jump button? Crouch, C. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Interact, spacebar. Cool. Hunter vision. Okay, I thought it was like eagle vision like from Assassin's Creed. Spells 1, 2, 3, and 4. M is the map. Basic attack. Hunter vision and aim. Oh, okay. So hunter vision, you just tap the right button. But if you want to aim, you hold it down. That's where the difficulty was coming in. Toggling your weapon is Q. There is no jumping in this game. Strange. Wait, now did the motion blur turn back on? Son of a bitch, it did. I'm just going to have to suffer through it. Again, I'm not... I crouched. I'm not a huge fan of motion blur. I just don't like it. I guess the reason why is because if this were me as Astrid, if I was like moving around really quick, yeah, there would be motion blur. But for the most part, the world is not going to blur like this around you. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that aesthetic. Where do I go? So I can't... Let me look at my map. Astrid's house. Okay, that's there. So I want to follow my map of home. I scribbled it myself. If you find it, then know that I, Astrid, all of 8 years old, scribbled this map. Or it's almost right. Don't steal it. So either this is a map that Astrid made when she was 8, or... That was weird. Hold on. So M is for the map, which is now... Oh, I had to wait for it to reset. But if I click continue, I gotta click it twice? That's weird. Did the world get darker? Is there a day and night cycle? Oh, yes, I think there might be, because I don't see the sun anymore, so that explains why it's getting darker. Let me find the path again, because based on Astrid's map, that's where I need to be. So here's the path. But, oh, autosave, excellent. But here's the thing. Are you expecting me to believe that this young woman here is 8 years old? Either she scribbled it when she was 8 and she's still using the same map, or we're led to believe that this person is 8. Interesting. Okay, wait, let me see if I can actually aim. I'm holding down the... So I'm actually holding down the right button to aim, and it's still just doing the hunter vision. It's not actually allowing me to aim my bow. Maybe I have to be in combat or something, and the mouse sensitivity on this is ridiculous. Let me see if I can change it. Mouse and control sensitivity 2.5. Let's turn that down to 1. Let's take a big bite out of that. See what happens. It's better.
The village of Goulion was founded by Birger and Joanna after the Battle of Goblins March, fought not far from here. A statue of Birger once stood in the center, but has been removed since the village fell out with Joanna.
Cool. So the village of Goulion? Gideon? I don't know. I'm awful with names. I'm sorry. Like, I'm awful with people's names. I'm awful with places' names. Interestingly enough, when the camera panned back there, like that, I didn't mind the motion blur. It's more so during the gameplay that it kind of frustrates me. Actually, you can press M to show the area map in areas you have not yet traveled. You will need to find a map in the world before you can see it in your map window. So, okay, that may actually answer one of my previous questions. Maybe we're about to adventure out and then upgrade this map. But we've already made it from Astrid's house to Goulion Village, or Goulion Village. I'm sorry, I know I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Let's head over there. One thing that is also frustrating is that it seems like everything you do, no matter what it is, if it's opening your map, a menu, making any changes, the game fades out and then comes back in. I'm not sure what's happening behind the scenes, but to me that seems a little strange.
Right now.
I should stay away. We are not welcome in this village. Okay. So I'm guessing then we need to continue to go around. Again, I tried to open the map, it faded to black and did nothing. I opened the map, and when it gets to the map, it fades away and then pulls up the map. Blech. Okay. So I'm guessing we're going to the... What is my objective? Let's see what this is. The markers you see on your screen, the yellow dots, are to indicate the general location of a quest objective. They are not exact. Explore. That's kind of cool. Yellow dots? Again, map, come on. Okay, no dots on the map, no dots in game. Those are clearly white. They are to me, at least. Who knows? Maybe something's up. Well, what's going on over here in this hut? Crafting vendors could be found throughout the lands, and more advanced towns and cities will offer more varied selection of craftables appropriate to their local area. So I'm guessing this person is a crafter. Why did the water get so loud? Again, it's difficult to actually hear them talk.
Yes, I do. Remind me again. How to make a salvia potion?
Take 2 salvia berries and crush them in a vial.
Ooh, back off the mic.
Mix them with water and leave them to ferment. There are some berries in my pot next to the house.
Thank you.
Press and hold E to see the crafting dial. Flick your mouse or controller in the direction of the item you want to craft. So it looks like the only thing... There's not a whole lot of flicking my mouse app. No. Did I just shoot her and the game is slowing down? I think, is it because I'm near the water? Let me turn all this down. But I know full well that when I do, and then go back into the game, all of this is going to be reset anyway. I don't know if there's a way to actually save it. Let me try turning off motion blur again, and this time everything is on medium. Let's try this. Okay, that runs a little smoother. Oh, they're the yellow dots. Okay. No, I don't want you to remind me how to make potions. I want to go and pillage your stuff. Why can I not get rid of this conversation? How do I get in? I go in the backside here. Come on, Astrid. Get in there. Don't fall in the river. I don't even know if you know how to swim. That was a weird I mean, that is a pretty steep incline going from the bottom to the top of that rock. But running off of it, I would rather have seen her slide down or like just run down the rock itself or have a jump button, for example. But for some strange reason, let me see if I can replicate that again. No, I can't. Come on. Do I have to run all the way around? I do. She also slows down when she strafes to the side. That's weird. But come on. Oh, I have to go down and then back up again. So let me see if I can show you it from this angle. But she glides and floats down. That's so weird. I think I need to find another NPC to talk to so I can get rid of this. I can't get into the village. I can't get far enough away from Gunhilda to get rid of her dialogue either. We got a bunch of different waypoints. How the hell do I get to them? It would be nice if I had like a mini-map HUD in the corner. What, can I follow the river? Nope, can't get into the river. Looks like I might be hit. Jesus Christ. The slowdown of the this is on medium. I'm running a GTX 980 in this thing, which I know we're into the 30 series now and everything, but the game should not be running like this, especially on medium setting. And again, I'm almost afraid to open my map. Because if I do, what is going on? So I'm basically hitting an invisible wall. I know a lot of gamers don't like invisible walls. I happen to be one of them because the waypoint is right there. It's the closest thing I'm at to right now. Like, that's 827 meters. That's 640. This is 177. I want to go right to that waypoint, and the game won't let me. So the map either needs to be more clearly defined about where it is you can go, or whatever barriers or barricades you want to make to prevent me from going in certain directions, they need to be done better than this. Like, this could easily be solved by having a mountain or hill, whatever you want to call it, but some sort of like actual physical obstruction. Don't let me get to this point, and I'm running straight right now. I'm hitting just W, and my character is running off to the side along this invisible wall. It's immersion breaking. Not to say that everything I've encountered so far isn't, but this is not good. Okay, so I'm gonna lose the graphic settings. I know I am. I can't even get rid of the dialogue on the map when I open the map. What the hell is going on? So So the waypoints I'm seeing, if you look at the map, it would have you go up, and I'm guessing to Valentuna Village, but it looks like you should just be able to take a sharp right before you even hit Gillion Village and go that way. Now, obviously, I know that's not really feasible because, let's face it, she even said this map is from when she was 8. Huh, the graphics actually stuck. I am impressed. So let's see. If we do try to go to the right, okay, I'm making some progress. Ooh, what do we have here? We have a dock or a pier. What can we do here aside from finding janky graphics? Gillion was a fishing village, though now it was some time since traders came this way by boat. Why is this not narrated? Okay. It's just very strange that the narrator would be saying everything that always appears at the top, but for this one instance, it's not. Ooh. I'm assuming that that's just a texturing thing down there. Might even be because of what I have the graphic settings, but this does not look like a game that is on medium settings. I've played plenty of games where I've had to tone down the graphics. That does not look good. It almost looks like I'm looking at the wire mesh of the model itself that's making all those rocks in the river itself. I mean, for the most part, the textures and everything else on everything else rather look pretty good. I even don't mind the way the sun looks on the water. Again, I toned down the graphics. That's probably how it's meant to look during those settings. But this, in like the rocks under the water, I'm not liking it. Okay, so the only thing I can do here is just look at the water. There's nothing to do except to realize that village was once a fishing village. And see, this is kind of what I was talking about. I cannot scale up this wall. That makes total sense. That is not an invisible wall. That is something that's impassable. If even I had a jump option, I couldn't get over that. Oh my god, frame rate. I have this capped out to only go up to 30 frames. We're not hitting that at all. I feel like I need to tone that down as well. Jeez. Okay. So on the backside, if I remember the map correctly, the path over here that then takes us to the right is going to take us to Valentuna Village. There's a door. Okay. This is the way out of the village. I've never ventured too far. What was the rest of it? I didn't even have a chance to read it. Can I back off and then maybe do it again? Okay. Game, you need to figure out what the heck is going on, because first of all, I have no real instruction. I have no way of seeing what... Oh, I have a journal. Can I... Quests, what do we have? We have...
Yes, I do. Remind me again. How to make a salvia potion?
Take 2 salvia berries and crush them with
Gunhilda, you need to back up off the mic. I can hear your breath and the puffs in it. Also, this is something that I kind of just picked up on now that I can actually hear the voices a little bit better. No one has the same accent. Astrid, Toots, and whatever her name is, they all sound like they have different accents. Don't you guys all come from the same region in, like, roughly the same area? Weird. It's also very weird that I had to go into a menu that allowed my mouse to freely flow in order to be able to proceed with that dialogue. But it's gone now, so that's okay. My very first errand, the hunt is on. Exit the village. Gather 3 meat. It didn't even give me an option to exit the village. Let me try to exit the village one more time. Because the interact button is spacebar, right? So... Nope. It's not interacting. Can I shoot it? Another weird thing that I don't like is that if I hold down the shoot button, Astrid just goes ahead and does her animation regardless. Every game I've ever played in this style where you're going to use a bow and arrow, you can hold it and even do like a stronger shot by doing it and building up that tension. I don't think I've ever played a game where it's just like motion, shoot, no matter how long you hold the button for. Alright, well, now that we can't exit the village, at least by any method that I'm aware of, let's head back over and see if we can craft a potion. So far we've been playing for a half hour, and I haven't gotten anywhere. That's not good. That's not good at all. Yes, because doesn't your wood fence always hover in midair, especially when you have a post that's supposed to be its main source of support? That is easily fixable. Like, I'm not a game programmer whatsoever, but I do know a fair bit about 3D modeling. All you gotta do to fix that is to just take those faces on the bottom of the post and just go, yep, and extend them out. And that will fit no problem. Alright, let me get into... How do I... It should not be this difficult to play. Can I get in further into the water? Nope, I hit the invisible wall. I thought I was actually going into the river, but I'm not. And you can tell that the game doesn't like the fact that I'm in there. First of all, Astrid is drowning half the time. She is underwater. She's not swimming. She's just underwater. Okay, I'm supposed to gather the stuff from her garden. I gathered that one thing. Recipes. What do I need? Oh, that's right. It's, what do I have to hit? E. And then flick my mouse. Flick my mouse. Holding E, you literally have to flick it. You can't just go up and select it, or if you hold down E and then go up to it and then let go of E. I've played with both of those systems before. Literally, you have to flick it, and then the menu instantly disappears, and your guy does that. It jerks up to the front, above her. Oh boy, this is interesting to say the least. If I talk to you again...
Would you like to learn about potion crafting, Astrid?
I didn't click anything. All I had to do was get within, what's that, 5 feet of her? And it automatically enters? God forbid if this game has any sort of area where there's people closely placed together. Because if I try to run up to someone and everybody I run up near is going to be like, hey, I'm going to talk to you, it's very likely that they would all be talking at the same time. So I crafted it. What the hell do I do with it now? Okay, I've finished that objective for it. So a bite and a sting. You can find objects or trophies to upgrade your armor and weapons by completing quests and killing rare beasts. This is the only quest I've come across so far that's reading as being a quest, and I haven't seen any animals to kill. There was the bird in the air, but that didn't read to me as being like, hey, kill that bird. So I guess I need to find some stuff to kill. Travel outside the village. How do I get out of the village? To find more ingredients to use in crafting. Travel to Valentuna and talk to the blacksmith to learn about defensive upgrades. Exit the village. Gather 3 meat. So it sounds like almost all of this needs to be done outside the village, which is through a gate that I can't seem to get through. You know what? I'm not welcome in Gillion. I just left Astrid's house. I'm done with Gunhilda. Let's check out Sven's place. Let's see if maybe he has something for me. And there's the frame rate dropping again. This should not be this slow. This is not a very congested game. It's not graphically heavy as far as I can tell. There's no characters. There's no creatures. What? Oh, a character. Hey, you there. Let me gather this thing first. XP for gathering. Cool. Just like WoW. Away with you, Astrid something. Because that's appearing through trees and I can't read it. So it's actually creating a model for it. Actually, we don't need you here. That is so weird. Why wouldn't that just be a text box facing me above everything else on my HUD? I think I kind of get what they were going for, but if you're going to have that flat pane and you want it to follow them, you need to have it so that it's legible. I first encountered her near a tree, and the branch was blocking half of what she was saying. Talk about immersion breaking. Sven, are you home, my friend? Can you help me out? Can you tell me what's going on?
Out and about so early in the morning. That's not like him. He usually sleeps until late.
Sven the Elder is not at home. Something does not smell right here. I should try to find him. So the text box that appeared on the right side of the screen, it was basically saying the same thing that Astrid said, but don't give me a message that's different from what's being narrated to me, because at that point you're trying to split my attention. I'm a COVID long hauler. I had a very small attention span to begin with, and this is only making it worse. If I'm trying to read and trying to listen at the same time, and they're not the same thing, you're basically splitting the player's attention in 2 different directions. It's not good. So where the hell do I find Sven? You can't be Sven, right? First of all, I think you're a woman. Piff, you again. To hell with you and your mother. You bitch. That is very mean of you. So there's clearly a limited number of places Sven can be. Oh, there's another person in a village that I still can't get into. Again, this would all be very easy. Well, here's something I haven't done. Let's press 1. It looks like I have fire magic. What the hell did I aim that at? What even was that? It sounded like a bucket clanking. First of all, it sounded like it was right in my ear, which in the game would indicate that it was right next to me. But there's nothing going on. There's this one villager. You know what? Here, have some fire. Huh. Can I light the hay on fire? Well, I gotta wait 2 more seconds. Let's see if I can light the hay on fire. Nope. Who knew? And this woman is powering up. Ooh, she has the star from Super Mario Brothers. She is currently invincible. Hey, watch it. Pit, you again. So you won't let me into the village, but you're more than willing to heckle me from outside the fence. How nice. So we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe 5 Astrid. Stray faster, please. Yeah. There's 5 huts in the village, and there's 2 outside, not including Astrid's house. So there are 7 huts, and there are 3 people so far. There's Gilda, there's the woman inside the fence, and there's the woman just meandering around through the trees. Cool. One more time on the map. Oh, there's a bridge here. Hopefully that's a bridge. It also shouldn't be that difficult to flip between the menus. That's an odd bridge. I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of see that out of the corner of my eye, but this... Did you pick up the salvia plants and learn to craft potions? Yes, because I did craft them. Thanks for the gaming tip that came all too late. Okay, we might actually be making some progress here. You can see right here, mountains on the side. It's keeping me on a very finite path. If that's what you want, this is what you need. You need geographical structures that will keep someone where it is you want them to be. I have no problem being put on rails in games. I've played plenty of games like that before. So don't be afraid of that, but you've got to choose one or the other. You've either got to give me the freedom to explore the open world, or you've got to give me finite boundaries that are obvious, that I would know not even to bother going in that direction.
Is that a wolf from the Shroud? What is it doing this far out?
I don't see a wolf.
The creatures of Jotunheim. Some are friendly, some not so.
There's the wolf. Did the narrator record this in her bathroom?
For example, this wolf is sure to kill you. Avoid combat by pressing the C key on your keyboard or pressing down on the left thumbstick of your controller. Stick to high foliage or stay outside the blue zone of hearing to avoid being detected. Or at least, that is the theory.
So you're still talking, but the cutscene ended, and there's no more words on the screen. Why are you still talking? Those things should match up, especially if you're trying to give me a tutorial. What the hell is sparkling in the trees right now? Did it rain recently and I just wasn't aware of it? What is that? Like, for real. Why are the leaves sparkling? I grew up in New England, Massachusetts specifically, so I'm used to trees that change color and have foliage. And yeah, leaves, when they've been, out for a little bit while, especially if they start to dry, they do have a little bit of a sheen to them. Not to the point where they look like camera flashes. That's... maybe there's an explanation further in the game, but avoiding the wolf. Cool. Let's stay away from the wolf. I have to crouch. Yep, that's right, because crouch is also sneak. That is a pretty cool wolf, though. I wonder how close I can get. You know what? At the risk of God knows what, I don't have a save game option. Everything is auto-saved. There is no option to just save the game at any time, or even at a given point in time. It's just, hey, you can auto-save and you can load games, and good luck to you. See how close I can get to the wolf, though. I don't want to get, I should not get closer without crawling silently. I am. You've got to be kidding me. I'm actually doing the best I can not to use foul language right now because I'm trying to keep this as PG-13 as I can. I'm holding forward. I'm trying to get to the wolf right now. There's an invisible wall between me and the wolf. You cannot oh, wait. Nope, there it is too. You cannot fail this. You cannot screw this up. You don't even have a choice to screw this up. If you wanted to see Astrid get mauled and ripped to shreds, it's not there. Why is this a thing? At least let me get right up to the wolf. If you want to put a barrier between me and it, have me be this close to him. Don't keep me 5 to 10 feet away from him so that way I can't possibly fail. Dear Lord, the wolf looks great. I love the way this thing looks. I would love to get a closer look at it, and I can't. That is infuriating. My gosh. 46 minutes in. We're almost done with this playthrough, and honestly, I can't be any... I don't even know... I'm losing brain cells. I don't even know what to say. I cannot wait for this to be over. I'm half tempted to let it be over now, but the problem is that I actually want to be able to have some stuff to say about this game. I know I've already said a lot, but this is... I don't even know. Oh, God. The mystery of Axel. Axel has been acting funny the last year, and now he attacks me and runs away. Time to get to the bottom of this. I haven't been attacked. I tried to be attacked. I tried to walk up to what I would define as a dire wolf. That thing was huge. I tried to get killed and mauled by a big direwolf. I haven't been attacked by anything. I also can't attack anything. You know what? No. I'm going back to the wolf. I'm going back to the wolf. I'm going to try to shoot him. I don't care.
Axel? What a coward. Throws a rock and runs away. I am going to have to chase him down.
Did I go the wrong way by accident? I don't remember turning myself around. No, because there's the log that blocks me from the wolf. All right, Wolfie. We're going to go from here. Shoot you in the butt. Nothing. Did I miss? Maybe not. Okay. You know what? Point blank range, right in. You cannot use a weapon while sneaking. Okay, I'm no longer sneaking. Let's shoot you right in the skull. Let's try not sneaking. Oh my God. The whole premise of the wolf is to teach you how to sneak, how to go into stealth. There are no negative repercussions by not stealthing. You don't have to do it. What's the point? Are you kidding me? Good Lord. Hi, Wolfie. Right in the nose. Right between the eyes. Right in the tee box. Nothing. How about some fire? Have some fire. Nothing. What am I doing with my life? And then with Axel throwing the rock, okay, I actually have to crouch to get under the tree. That could have been the whole tutorial. Oh, how do you get past this roadblock? Well, you just simply crouch and you go right under. No point behind having the wolf there. You could literally remove that wolf entirely and it wouldn't make any difference whatsoever. So me heading off in this direction, Axel threw a rock at me. I got the mission before I even saw Axel, and Axel himself didn't trigger until I was going back toward the wolf. What the hell? Let's keep going. 10 more minutes, guys. Oh, can't wait. Actually, it's not even really 10 minutes of gameplay because I talked a little bit at first. Press and hold the shift button to slow yourself down to a walk to navigate tricky areas. I have to hold it. That's weird. Something big exploded here. The hole shows the remnants of an explosion and some of the debris is still on fire. This must have happened this morning. I don't see fire. Do you see fire? I don't see fire. Let's continue. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn the graphics back up. Maybe the graphic settings are too low. Who knows? Let's find out. Let's go all the way back up to Epic with everything. We'll wait for the screen to blink out and come back. I think, yep, they all updated because there goes my frame rate.
Something big exploded here. The hole shows the remnants of an explosion, and some of the debris is still on fire.
No, it's not.
It must have happened this morning.
Why do you sound like a female voice actor, or actress, I should say, rather, who's trying to sound like a young anime boy? I don't like it. And again, another accent. 4 people have spoken so far, and they've all had different accents. Where's the continuity here? Okay. So I have to walk in order to be able to cross this debris that's on fire safely. I refuse. Game, I refuse your quest. I am not going to safely walk across this. I'm going to run across it, just like I did with the wolf. Let's see what happens. But before I do that, let me turn these back down. You know what? I'm going to go low. I want to see if we go as low as possible. Let's turn off everything we possibly can. Max frame rate. Let's limit this to 30. Gamma, cool. Resolution, that's fine. Everything is on low or it's on off. Cool. Let's go ahead. All right, and this is the smoothest the game has run, but this almost kind of goes back to what I was saying before at the very beginning. There is a certain sharpness and vibrancy to this that makes it harsh on the eyes. It really does. But the game runs smoother, and it looks like we don't have to worry about shadow. So let's run across this tree. Axel appears on the other side and casts a spell. Cursing Astrid, he turns back to the village. Okay, well, I already made it safely across.
I have been fooled. He has cut out the way back, and he's used magic. Mother said only us girls could channel the magic.
Us girls could channel the magic. Yikes. And where exactly did he come from? I can't scale the rocks. Why can he? And just like I showed you guys, I didn't have to walk. I just ran right across it. There's no point. Like, you either got to give me a set of restrictions and punish me for not doing the correct thing, or don't have me do it. Like, I know you're trying to teach me what to do, but this is not the way. I haven't even fought anything yet. Oh, look, deer. Okay. Let's do... Does Hunters do anything? Hunter's Vision do anything? No. Hey, I shot something. I killed it. How about some fire? Have some fire. Yay, fire. Yay, I've killed 2 deer.
There are some deer up ahead. This is an excellent opportunity to try out some target practice.
Way ahead of you.
Don't worry, they won't mind. Press the left mouse button or the right trigger on your controller to shoot.
Can't do anything. So I have to wait until the narration is done. But the actual text box disappears. I'm not allowed to do anything because it holds me there. But she's still talking. What if I was hearing impaired? Let's throw that out there for a moment. What if I had a hard time hearing or was completely deaf? The amount of time that that text stayed up on the screen is not a sufficient amount of time to be able to read everything. So this is not very user-friendly. It's okay to die a few times to learn a boss fight. Each has its own personality. Am I about to fight a boss and not realize it? Okay. I mean, I just complained about not having anything to kill. Let's kill stuff. There's a... That deer is now floating in midair or is potentially on the tree. Why? Because I shot an arrow? And it jumped up like that? Can I still kill it? Yay, I can kill him. Cool. Alright. I'm great at killing deer. Apparently my arrows are somewhat magic. Ow. I have the effects turned down. They're at 50%. What the hell would that have sounded like if I had it up at a full 100? Or does that not even count as an effect? Okay, 48... Axel cast a spell. Let's go over to this waypoint here. Is this going to be the boss fight? I sense something. I should investigate closer. I mean, I don't have to sneak, because we know sneaking doesn't do crap. Sven was tracking something. I found his footsteps, but not his quarries. I need to look deeper into the forest. Apparently he was not hunting deer, because I just killed 5 of them. What the hell is that? Why is there a chessboard in the middle of a field? I guarantee they're not playing chess. Guarantee that that's a texturing issue. Let's find out. Let's go all the way back up to epic. This is all epic. Not even on the highest graphic settings does that go away. Once I'm done playing this, I need to find out if this is early access or if this is a fully released game. Because if this is a fully released game, I am so glad I did not pay money for this. This is awful. Let's turn these back down so I can actually play efficiently and not have to worry about my frame rate dropping every 5 seconds. Ugh, it's even worse and low. I found evidence that Mother has been teaching Axel magic to a man. Mother has a lot of explaining to do when I find her. So right off the bat, that is kind of a contradiction in the story. Based on what Astrid said earlier, her mother was telling her that only girls can do magic. Not women, not females, girls. Which again is, I guess, leading to the fact that we're supposed to believe that she is 8 years old, according to her map. But the way it was said, it made it seem like magic is just for females, or at least that's what the mother told her. But on top of it, she's been taking care of the mother. When the hell did she have a chance to teach someone else how to use magic in a village where they're outcasts? That Astrid is taking care of her mother on a regular basis. Huh? Let's keep going. If I can find a boss fight and use the right milestone to activate your hunter's vision to see hidden options. Oh, okay. Why would you put green on green? Why wouldn't you make that even blue? Like, if you wanted to have a cool color like that, and I mean cool as in like hue, warm versus cool, make it blue. Purple. Something that's going to stand out among the green. Do not recognize these footprints. They don't look human. They look pretty human to me. In fact, they look like Astrid's boots, wraps, shoes, whatever you want to call them. They look like Astrid made these. If they're not supposed to be human, don't make them look like they belong to a human. Oh, hey, is that Sven? What? Sven groans in pain? In brackets like that, that should be a sound effect. I don't need someone reading the stage directions from a script telling me what's going on. Make Sven groan. And again, it sounds like this one actually sounds like they recorded it in their garage. I don't know if they're trying to go for a special effect that has a reverb to it. This is not the way to do it. It sounds awful.
It's Sven. He is still alive.
Astrid, is that you?
Safe. Tell me, what has happened? Where is Mother? I can't see her body anywhere.
That bastard Axel. He has betrayed the village.
Is it Axel or is it Excel? Because I don't remember at this point. It's not something that I've decided to commit to my memory. But what he said does not match up with the caption at the bottom. On top of it, it even has him like coughing, like, and he didn't do it. You can narrate what's in parentheses to me, but when there's an actual effect that's in the dialogue, you won't narrate that? My God. Please, let me get to a boss fight so I can end this.
I do not know why, but his actions are dire. He has brought dark elves here from the Shroud. They attack the village even now.
Does that sound like a man who's dying to you? I don't even know what it sounds like. It sounds like there's almost like an effect underneath the vocal track. Like there's a certain like demonic sound to it. It's so strange.
There is another way. Head to the river. By the
Why are some of Astrid's lines narrated but others aren't?
Hold on, Sven. I'm coming.
No. It is too late for an old fool.
Sven, not so fast. I'm almost there.
Save the village. Find your father.
Oh, God. I feel bad. I feel so bad.
My father?
Yes. Seek Birger in Valentina. He has fought this evil before. He will know what to do.
Very well, Sven. I will honor your wish.
Sven, the village elder, was dead.
Ow. Thank you for making that obvious to me, because it wasn't obvious that he was dying the whole time. Could it perhaps be the fact that he has his torch laying on top of himself and it's currently lit on fire? It's hovering in midair. It's not even laying on him. It's in midair. And the trees are nice and sparkly. Sparkly trees everywhere. My God. And this is on low settings. You'd think that that effect wouldn't even be on there in low settings. Questions of Mother. I found the evidence that Mother has been teaching Axel or Axel magic to a man. Mother has a lot of explaining to do when I find her. So the quest flavor text is the dialogue box itself. Okay, I guess I'm going to go back and speak to Mother. I can pick that up. I really want a boss fight. That's all I want. Like, something obviously killed Sven. I'm guessing that was supposed to be Axel. Maybe I can fight Axel? I don't know. Oh!
By the gods!
Big-ass spider creature in the tree. It's a brood mother. Okay. Let's... Oh, God. Astrid, why are you standing still while I'm shooting? Ow. How about some fire? Or nothing? My magic isn't working. Can I sprint? I can't even get away from this thing. Let me weave through some trees here, try to get some distance in between. Hey, the trees. That's a good trick.
That made her angry.
Good. I'm trying to preserve my life here. Okay.
And it's her to finish her off.
I would love to. Let me do it. Critical shot. Okay. You are dead, but not yet a hero. Vala does not beckon something or other. So you only move fast if you're running forward. Kind of figured that out on my own. Because of the fact that when she would strafe to the side, she moves much slower. It's almost like a jaunt, like a walk. You sprint by moving forward. There's no button to sprint. You just naturally do it. Try to fight the boss. If the boss is too close, my arrows don't work, and my fire doesn't work either. That makes no sense. You would think that a fireball to the face would be sufficient to hurt her. Yep. Gotta run. Okay. So this is a lot of sticking and moving. Let's try the tree trick again, even though it looked like she was going through the trees. Oh, something about finishing her off. Yep. Okay, let's run. I don't even want to pick that up. Oh, she tried to acid spit me, which I think is the thing that killed me last time. And it's so strange that you can use the fireball button numerous times. The animation restarts itself, but unless the fireball actually flies, it doesn't end it. Like, watch. Like, that's weird.
Now, to see what I can salvage from this carcass.
What do we have from this carcass, Astrid? Let's find out. Ooh, a couple things. What'd I get? I got some XP. Cool. What's in my inventory? Poison oozing from the mandible.
Vanquished, Astrid saw a way back to the village. It was time to go home.
You know what, game? Yes. Yes, it is time to go home. Wow. I've said a lot during this playthrough. I said a lot of negative things. I don't think I said anything positive. No, I mean, there might have been a few things here and there, but... wow. Okay. Let's go through my 5 categories. First one, gameplay. Awful. The controls are not good. The character movement is not good. It's not user-friendly. There's no clearly defined path to follow or objectives to accomplish. Like, they're in the quest log itself, but you're left to your own devices, which I'm okay with. I've played games like that before. But you've either got to let me explore the whole map, or you've got to put me on rails. You can't do a half-assed job of doing the two at the same time. It doesn't work. It's not fun. I had no vested interest in what was happening. I wanted to get to the boss, not so that I could fight and beat it, so that I could end this video and get to the review. No player should ever have to play a game where they're looking forward to the game ending because they're not having fun. There are difficult games out there. I Want to Be the Guy, I think that's what the game is called, almost impossible to beat. People have fun playing it because that is the essence of the game. This game, I'm assuming, is meant to be beaten. I don't feel that. I don't feel any connection to what's happening. I don't feel any enjoyment from playing the game. Or she has fire magic. It's a wooden gate. Then again, the villages were made of wood and straw. Fire didn't work on those either. And that's okay. Not everything can be destructible. But again, it's immersion breaking. And especially because I was shooting fire at a lot of things. People, for example. I liked what they did in Fable, where you could use your abilities and your magic and your powers on villagers, and there were repercussions for it. Not every game has to have that, but If you don't want me to be able to shoot someone or to attack them, take that ability away from me when my cursor is over them. I've played games before where you can hurt people, but the one thing that they won't allow you to hurt are children. So when your cursor is placed over them, your weapon drops to your side. Your abilities are unavailable. There are ways of getting around it. If you don't want me to attack these people, don't give me the option to attack. But then again, there were things that I felt like I could attack, like the dire wolf, that I couldn't. I could loose an arrow and I could shoot a fireball, but it didn't do anything. The wolf was just there. He was just another tree, another rock. It was an object on the map to try to teach me part of the tutorial, and it was unnecessary. The log that was blocking my way could have easily have done that. If you don't want me to run at a certain point, punish me for it. If you want me to walk slowly across a tree that's on fire, make the tree fall apart if I run too fast. Have me fall into that ravine and die so I can start over and try again the right way. If you don't want me to interact with a wolf so that I know that I have to crouch and stealth by, have the wolf kill me. If you want to keep this game a lower rating so that way you're not making it unfriendly to children, have the wolf jump at Astrid and then cut away. Have something else pop up. Have the game over appear right there. The wolf could literally be this far away from Astrid's face. Freeze frame it. Put game over at the top. Continue. Something. Don't put useless stuff in that doesn't add any value to the game, because it devalues the game by doing that. Graphics, second category. I have harped a lot about these graphics. Texturing issues. The rocks under the water. They look awful. The checkerboard or chessboard in that place where Sven's camp was supposed to be, that should never have been part of the game release. That is something that should have been seen in testing. And it doesn't matter what my graphic settings were on. They could have been on super high or they could have been on super low. That texture is still there. From the get-go, when I opened and started to play the game, the graphics were jarring. They hurt my eyes. The vibrancy was way too vibrant. I know that they're supposed to be in a colorful area, and I'm guessing it's autumn because of the colors of the trees. I grew up in Massachusetts. I know all about colors and trees. Nothing that I've ever encountered in the real world has ever been that abrasive on my eyes. And then on top of it, I don't know if it's a filter or what the heck is going on, but there's a certain sharpness that is just unappealing. You see these flaws that I don't think you would see if the sharpness was that high. Tone it down, soften some colors, soften some light as well. Get more light sources in there, because it feels like the sun was the only source of light. It was not good. The audio and the soundtrack. The music I actually enjoyed. I think the music that we were listening to was actually fairly suitable. I honestly don't remember if the music changed when we were fighting the boss or not. If it did, it didn't stand out. And that's okay. But at the same time, half of the immersion of playing a game is the soundtrack that goes along with it. Imagine watching an epic movie. 300, Gladiator, The Matrix, any Star Wars movie. Now, imagine watching that movie without music. You might still be entertained by it, but the music sets the tone of the scene that you're watching. I feel like the music did a fairly good job when I was going around and exploring, but I didn't notice a music change with the boss. Maybe, I don't know, I might have been so frustrated with the game and so frustrated with the gameplay itself, especially trying to kill the boss, that I just didn't notice it. But that goes to show you that this is immersion breaking. Story. I don't feel like I got a whole lot of it. And the little bit that I did contradicted itself. We get one story about women being able to use magic, not men. And we get a story about Astrid and her mother are outcasts from the village. And Astrid is living with her mother and taking care of her, providing for her, going to get food because the summer's over and they're running out. When did she have time to teach Excel? Or Axel, whatever his name is. I don't care. That's how little I care about this game. I don't care what the character's actual name was. But when did this happen? How could it have happened? I understand the idea of eventually having a revelation and breaking some rules that are already established. But this was very quick. Don't set a precedent if you're going to squash it in the next 5 minutes, which for me was probably closer to 30 to 45 because of how awful the game plays. I only played for 1 hour. But in that hour, I don't feel like I got very far. I got to explore one village that didn't even feel like a village. It felt like a series of huts that was fenced in. If you want to create a village, have some uniformity behind it. If you want to keep me out of someplace, have someone there to be like, hey, we don't like you. We don't want you going this far. Don't just have a gate that's barred. Because if there's no one there to protect the gate, what is to stop Astrid from lifting the barrier off and walking through? Or she has fire magic. It's a wooden gate. Then again, the villages were made of wood and straw. Fire didn't work on those either. And that's okay. Not everything can be destructible. But again, it's immersion breaking. I hate the fact that parts that are narrated and spoken by the characters are not present in the captions. I hate the fact that the dialogue boxes disappear so quickly. How am I supposed to get to know the story and appreciate it if I don't even have a chance to take in everything on the screen? If what the characters are saying is not what's presented in the caption, my attention is divided. I can't enjoy what it is I'm trying to enjoy or what I'm supposed to enjoy because I'm trying to follow two separate stories. They're trying to lead me to the same conclusion, but at the same time, if my attention is split, I'm only getting half of each side. And then you run into issues like with me where, is it Axel or is it Excel? Why am I going this way? Why can't I go to the other village? Why can't I leave through the gate? I don't know. Because the game tells me I can't. That's it. There's no rhyme or reason. The villagers don't like me. Cool. But there's one villager actually inside the village, and she's heckling me from far away. There's no one there to actually prevent me from going into the village. The fence comes up to, what, my waist at the most? Astrid could step over that and go into the village if she wants to. And she's supposed to be a huntress that has magic fireball powers. There are 4 buttons on the HUD at the bottom. I'm supposed to have 4 different spells. I've only gotten 1. And that's fine. You're not supposed to start out with all of your powers intact. But don't give me access to those things when I could use them, but you won't let me. I could burn through the gate. I could kill people. You're letting me attempt it. You're letting the fireball fly. You're letting the arrow go loose. But it's not having any effect. And last but not least, the voice acting. I've said a lot about the voices. Lack of continuity as far as accents, volume differences between characters, and also the quality of the recordings as well. Some of them, very few of them, I would say Astrid and the narrator. Those are probably the only 2 that don't have audio issues that I could tell. Everyone else sounded like they were recording, like you can probably hear right now. There's reverb in this room. There's a mattress. There's other pieces of stuff in here to deflect sound, but there's really nothing in this room to absorb sound. That's what my vocal booth is for. I don't care if you hear reverb in this room. Eventually I'm going to get something up on the walls, but right now, that's not a big priority for me because I don't care about that sound. Eventually I'll get there. But right now, this is just me talking to you. This is not immersion breaking because you see the room I'm in, you hear the sound of my voice, and you think to yourself, okay, yeah, that's how his voice should sound. But when you see a man dying in an open field, and he sounds like he's recording in his garage, not good. Not good at all. I don't blame voice actors when there's a poor performance. Why? Because I am a voice actor. I've been doing voice acting now for almost 8 years, I think. I kind of lost track. But I also acted on stage for 20 years prior to that. And what I will say with absolute certainty is that if you come across a poor performance given by a voice actor, it is not the voice actor's fault. Why? Because there is a director involved. There are multiple people who should If they're not, who should be hearing what's coming through? There should be multiple takes of each line, done with different inflections, different pacing. And someone has to listen to these things and sign off on them saying, yes, this is what we want in the game. This is what will bring my vision to life. I don't blame voice actors. I blame poor direction. What you hear in the game is what the director wanted, because it's in the game. Let me look on Steam here real quick. I want to see if this is early release. It's not. This game was released back February 27th of 2019. This game is 2.5 years old. What the hell? That is unacceptable. I've never used that term before when it came to a game. The games that I used to review on itch.io, they were early releases. They were beta. They were not the full release. Or if there were multiple chapters to the game, it was maybe the first chapter as like a demo. I've encountered games that have had issues across the board, all kinds of issues, but never one that was fully released for 2.5 years and still had those issues. That is unacceptable. I'm almost sorry to say it, but at the same time, I'm not, because it's the truth. According to Steam, I played for 1.1 hours. Reviews. There are 3 user reviews, showing 6 reviews that match the filters above. Okay, so it says 3, but there are 6. 1, not recommended. 2, not recommended. The other 4 recommend this game. Some of these are actually back from launch. This game came out late February of 2019. The earliest one with 0.1 hours on record. 6 minutes. Positive review. I liked it. What did you like? What about this experience made you say, this is a good game? Early access review from the November 2018. I am a backer and have good hopes for this game. Thumbs up. You're a backer. I'm sorry. I think you wasted your money, and that is an honest opinion. But you have hopes for this game? Your hopes have been crushed. I don't know what you were expecting, but I'm almost positive that this was not it. Those 2 reviews, right away, I'm completely discounting. Recommended came out April 2019. I played the game today again, so played before, 1.7 hours on record. So this 3rd review has played longer than I have. The other 2, no. I played the game again today. I can see the fantastic progress. Despite all the bugs, I enjoyed the game, but still I wouldn't buy this game for the full price. There you go. The game isn't ready even for free demo yet. This was after the game launched, and this person, they're recommending it, but they're saying that it's not even ready as a free demo. Positives. The story fast set a new player into the story little quests. Model of main characters animations, positive. Nature, sky with birds, wood and deer. I believe 2 will add more locations and creatures and herbals. I'm going to assume this person's first language is not English, but that's okay. Graphics and post-processing, original comics-like style. If you handed me a comic that looked like that, I would hand it right back to you. Because I'm not going to sit there and hurt my eyes to read through a story. Voices, sounds, music. Voices, some. Music, I enjoyed. Sounds, no. The sound leveling on this game is way off. I was hearing loud chimes whenever I completed a mission. Both times I heard it, it hurt my ears. Control the character and camera, nope. I thought it was awful. Hunter vision, it needs some polishing. It's not bad. But it needs work. Autosaving. You think autosaving is a positive feature? That is a standard feature on any game nowadays. You should not have autosaving listed as a positive on any game. It is a nice thing to have, don't get me wrong. I love when a game autosaves for me, but I am still that type of player that doesn't trust the autosave. I will go in and save it on my own. That shouldn't even be a feature worth mentioning. What's missing that I need to enjoy the full game? Better navigations in story and quests. I agree. More settings, VSync, gamma brightness, audio, voices are too loud, key bindings. All that stuff is in there now. Doesn't really help a whole lot. Optimization of graphics. Playing on a GTX 1060. Fight combat. No problems in interaction of two characters. I disagree on the character interaction, but I agree on the fighting being awful. Better using the inventory. Yes, that was not user-friendly at all. Jumping and clear, more walkable map. Why can't Astrid jump? I mentioned that before. It's a basic function in any game nowadays. And if you don't want me to explore an area of the map, find a better way. Don't put invisible walls up. It's awful, it's tacky, and it's immersion breaking. There's only one other positive review. This is back from the same month, April of 2019. It is a bit difficult to rate this game because Steam only has two options, good or bad. Made a gameplay video so you can take a look for yourself, but it only has 0.6 hours of gameplay on there. Little over a half hour, 36 minutes. Pros, nice setting, interesting story thus far, smooth audio. I agree with the setting. I like the story behind the setting. I don't like the setting itself. It looks unfinished. It felt like a bunch of of object models that were just tossed in a map and had a fence wrapped around them and said, village. Cons. Lots, and I mean lots of bugs. Flickering. Yep, we saw the woman with her invincible star power-up. Weird animations. Bug-related, I think. Could be. I don't know if it actually is or not. Awkward controls. I agree. I don't want to give it a thumbs down, so a lot of what I'm hearing coming from this review is that it should be a thumbs down. But I'm going to give it a positive one because I don't want to be negative. I want to say this right now. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to be honest. This is legitimately how I feel about this game. But at this point, with so many bugs, I don't really have a choice. So this is supposed to be a thumbs down. So of the 6 reviews, we have 2 that we can throw away because they don't actually contain any sort of content for the game itself. And there's 1 positive review, despite the list of cons is just as long as the list of pros. And we have 1 other positive review that actually admits that it should be a negative review. So we have 1 and 1. But please remember, bugs can be fixed, so maybe give it a try at a later time. Edit. The developer said that he is working on fixing the bugs, and it seems like he's really trying. So I changed my rating. Keep up the good work. So this was a negative review at one point, but it was changed to positive because the developer promised that the game was going to be fixed. 2.5 years later, it has not been fixed. This is a negative review. Despite the thumbs up, this is negative. And now let's get to the actual negative reviews. Game is riddled with bugs and so far not worth the price. Not even going to go any further than that. Sadly, I must give the game a thumbs down. It's broken AF. Don't have to go any further than that. And I may not add a review to Steam. I may. But I'm telling you right now, based on Steam's review setting, this is absolutely a thumbs down from me. 2.5 years on Steam. And this is what we're given. For a game that is on the marketplace for $25. Unacceptable. And again, this is not an early access, a pre-release. This is not an alpha or a beta test. This is a game that has been on the Steam marketplace for 2.5 years. I hate to say this. I like Works Games. WRKS Games, Works Games. This is not a game. This is not a playable game, I will say. This is not even an alpha. This is early development. How? How did this game come out on Steam 2.5 years ago? In this condition? Everything that I've said, my reactions, my thoughts, everything I've verbalized to you guys, that's all me. This is the first game I have reviewed in over 4 years. And this is what I have been met with. All I can say is that it's only got to be uphill from here. I hope so. But if not, who knows? I got 1.1 hours under my belt. I think that's more than all but one reviewer. 0.7, 0.6, 0.2, 1.7, 0.8, and 0.1. one person who reviewed this game, and this was the person whose review was originally negative and then changed to positive because of the developer's promise. None of whom got beyond 2 hours. 1.1 hours. 1.7. Everything else was less than an hour. And you're going to charge $25 for this game? Sorry. I am infinitely happy that I got this game for free. Because if I spent money on this game, you can guarantee that I would have requested a refund from Steam. Awful. Guys, I don't want this to be negative any more than it's already been. Like I said, this is my first review in a long time. I've clearly had a lot to say about this, and I wish I had more to say that was better. But again, this is just my honest feelings toward everything. Hopefully this resonates with somebody. Hopefully the developers will see or hear this and take this all to heart. Again, I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad. But you can't expect me to enjoy a game, free or otherwise, when this is the condition and it's been released for this long. This is supposed to be the completed version of the game. If I were to give this game a rating, scale, we'll even say 1 to 10, absolutely a 1. I've played betas and alphas that were in better shape than this game. My recommendation, do not buy it. Stay away from this game. I really hope that Works Games continues to work on this and it improves it far beyond what this is. There are an abundance of small things that even if those were improved upon, would make this game infinitely better. Think of what's been going on with Cyberpunk 2077. Think of how much flack that game got. Again, that game was hyped up a lot though. So it's understandable that it's gotten as much backlash as it could. But imagine if this game had been hyped up. Imagine if they had been talking about this, and I can almost guarantee that they did. I can't think of a single developer who would work on a game or any project and not try to advertise for it and get some attention to it. Anyone who backed this game, whether it be on Kickstarter or whatever have you, I honestly hope you can get your money back. I've backed plenty of projects before, indie and otherwise, and I have always gotten my money's worth. Anyone who backed this game, I feel like you got ripped off. Works Games, you've got a lot of work to do. Get to it.